Welcome, Scorpio. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to give you a message from Spirit. I'm inspired by Jupiter moving stationary direct as we speak in Cancer, where it has been retrograding in Cancer since November of last year. So this is about the expansion as Jupiter expands and grows everything. This is the principle of exuberant growth, enthusiastic, spiritual, inspired growth, and has a lot to do with finding emotional safety in the opportunities that you are seeding, that you have been seeding, and the insight that you've gained is moving you forward, catapulting you almost, so that the energy has a way of picking up during this particular time. I have used a couple of oracle decks, talismanic and the energy archaeology. I have laid out the Mayan tarot in the present, past, and future. I will clarify with the Crow Tarot and finish up with a crystal oracle. We're going to get started now with the integrating card from the energy archaeology. And the bones that it is describing are the humerus and the femur bones in the upper thighs and the upper arms. I'm going to describe a couple of its properties, the property of the element water, which is your natal elemental energy. This is flowing, and as the keyword indicates, integrating. And when in balance, the keywords are spacious, slow, and in process. The wisdom reads, integration is the true essence of embodiment. Until it is integrated, nothing that you call in, desire, or dream can be made manifest. And you cannot integrate it until you can be with it. Root, ground, center. Pause the pushing, trying, doing, striving, and, even if just for a moment, settle into the state of being. Feel all the forms of energy that are swirling around you. How can you receive them, offer them, be supported by them, or activate your purpose through them if they are external to you? Use the state of stillness to welcome them in through slowness. Intentionally make room for integration in your life, and your body will stop finding ways to do it for you. Sense the shifting rhythm in your bones. Be with the changing desires. Celebrate all the ways your body is making room for something new. Have gratitude for the wisdom of the humerus and femur as they guide this process within your foundational energy. Your life will drastically change when you are still enough, long enough to be moved. And this is in combination with Luna. And this card is speaking to me indeed of integration, but of letting go primarily, initially, in order to make room for the new that you are integrating into your soul, your body. This puts in mind lunations, and those are the cycles of the new and full moon. The moon cycle is complete each and every month and marks all the ways that our body responds to the current of emotional energy. And so here you are being asked to ritually release through gratitude, through honoring what has been learned in the previous cycle, however you define that cycle, and releasing that learning, that gain, those lessons by expressing gratitude. And that's what allows you to release those former previous blocks or challenges and welcome in what has been gained from them. And so this feels to me to be of a significant piece. And many of you may be feeling this ritual call inspired by the lunations of the moon, particularly as we are in an eclipse season and have just experienced the lunar eclipse of last week. As an overall energy, the Judgment card. This is really about the way that you are responding to the call, the knowledge and awareness of your purpose, the necessity of purpose for you. Not everyone requires a mission, a calling. Not everyone feels the need to bracket their lives in terms of uh, human service or greater global service. You do. You need this. You have been working towards this greater understanding of your purpose. And for many of you who have felt your life to be marked by some kind of productive difference, procedural difference, if that is you as an artist, if that is you as an entrepreneur, if you feel that the efforts of your life have marked you differently in a way, this is helping you to bracket that activity, recognize its value in spite of the difficulties in maintaining momentum or in sustaining that effort over the long term, seeing the value, seeing the benefit, seeing the growth sometimes can be difficult, but this helps you to recognize that your purpose is a part of who you are. It is literally in your bones, in your body, and that is the integration within your soul. In the present, we have the Seven of Staffs. And here you are evaluating and assessing. For many of you, it is literally what you have learned, what you teach, what you share, what you express, and its value. So you are looking at your own trajectory, your own path, and you are looking at becoming as efficient as possible, not so that you can be perceived differently by others, but so that you can be more productive of what it is you value in the work that you do. So there is an emphasis here on continuing to work, but doing it in a different way, a more strategic way. And this is part of the protection from burnout, from exhaustion, which I know many of you are experiencing. This idea that you are sometimes with frustration still pursuing the same thread of an idea or entering into a familiar community without more of an idea of your purpose there. Particularly for those of you that do a lot of traveling, this seems really relevant, reevaluating why this spot, why this location, why this community. Is it time to move on? In the past, the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is such a rich and beautiful foundation that tells me that you have a community. You have a broad community. You are already centering yourself among those with whom you can trust, you can share, you feel safe, and you can actually maximize your abundance by sharing what you have with others. This is a form of teaching. This is a form of revolution in many ways. This is an alternative to a traditional way of managing resources, living in a home. There are many ways in which the way that you interact with a known body, this can even be a literal family that is outside of the traditional norm of a husband, wife, 2 kids, car and house kind of thing. So you see the possibility in something you have long been a part of as helping you to make sense of the alternative in your own productive effort. So the way that you express yourself or find the ability to sustain yourself on earth is different from perhaps what you grew up with. And part of the difference that sustains you in that is the community of neighbors, like-minded, similarly goal-oriented folks that you share everything with, cross-generationally and across a diversity of all kinds. In the future, the Fool. Wow. I think it's so interesting here that the picture of in this Mayan Tarot shows the individual, clearly an exalted, important individual walking into the mouth of a jaguar. I'm sure there's much symbolic meaning beyond my own intuitive understanding, but I think this is part of what I already associate with Scorpio, and that is this ability to dive so deeply within your own subconscious realm, to be so divinely connected up with a collective unconsciousness that there is very little that is frightening or daunting to you. There is very little that you have come to recognize you must face in order to mine the brilliance of the resources within you. This is about mining your own gifts, but doing so in a way that builds up your muscle, that makes friends with your ancestry, your history, your trajectory over multiple lifetimes, for those of you that believe that, or through multiple lineages, that is, relatives past, present, that create this continuum through time. So this is about building your faith in your ability to withstand anything, and that is something you continue to achieve. And that's what gives you this ability to move forward into the unknown, thoroughly confident that you can negotiate, navigate this new unfamiliar terrain without a clear agenda, with knowing in your heart that this is part of your purpose, part of the plan, a plan, and that you are confident that whatever comes your way, you will be able to negotiate that towards some beautiful destination that unfolds as you move on this path. I'm hoping that this is resonating for many Scorpios, or whoever of you are there present with me now. I appreciate your likes, shares, subscribes to my channel, and I appreciate indeed all the ways that you support me. It is deeply felt. So for the Ten of Cups, clarified by the Justice card, the Seven of Staffs, clarified by the Three of Cups, and the Fool card, clarified by the Seven of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay, so in the past, this beautiful sense of community that feels anchored for you, that feels like your base, particularly, again, for those of you that travel, explore, or are on this learning path all the time. And that is part of your creative expression. As you produce, as you express yourself, you are always taking in new information about your audiences, those communities you interact with. And this keeps you on this path of growth, which is very timely. It also leads you to a clear sense of your own empowerment and the ways in which you can advocate for the needs of others. So this intimate community that you are a part of that allows for intimacy in a way that is safe is part of what helps to propel you into the world of imbalances, injustices with a clear heart, with a clear purpose, with a sense that you can bring abundance on your own terms to others. You can provide access to the resources that others may need. In the present, the Seven of Staffs is clarified by the Three of Cups. Yeah, I think you are standing not only in this place of really evaluating what the efforts that you have been working towards for some time, the work that you've been doing and how you do it, with the sense of celebration of the community, the support you have, the way in which you are seen and valued by others. This is not necessarily a huge tribe of those who see you, but they are potential collaborators. And these are the people who work with you across great distance, throughout time, that are available to you despite differences or absences. These are people that are like you, working towards similar goals and achievements, and that really hold you in your expression of not just the positive achievements or accomplishments, but in the frustrations, in the discord, in the noise that you have to navigate in order to stay focused on your path. So this feels like a lot of support there, a lot of alternative caregiving, a lot of alternative information that feeds your emotional intelligence, that feeds this kind of growth and this sense that you can proceed safely into the unknown, fully supported. And the Fool card is clarified by the Seven of Pentacles, which is, in some ways, I'm kind of reversing these sevens in my mind. So I feel that you are taking what you've learned on your path along with you, that you have learned how to set up and erect healthy boundaries that enliven and encourage that support, that safety, that celebration that you value in the current moment. This way of moving forward with, in many traditional decks, the Fool has a purse on as a knapsack over his shoulder, and this represents the bag of memories. And I believe that your memories are very pointed at your productivity. It feels as though you're working towards something, an achievement that is beyond what you have been able to achieve in the past, and you see the possibility of that in the current time very clearly. But it is all the ways that you have been informed and learned from what you have been able to produce, create along the way, that is giving you the confidence and the body knowledge to integrate these lessons into this greater accomplishment that seems very likely and very possible before you. I'm going to finish this reading, Scorpio, with the Crystal Oracle and hope that this is insightful for you. I pulled the Prey Knight. It's a beautiful, I love this color of green. And the Prey Knight reads, keyword is trust. I trust myself and the divine flow of the universe. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Scorpio, for this beautiful reading. Until next time, namaste.